So, how can I help you?
Well, I have been listening to some of your videos, YouTube videos, and I would like you to guide me uh, to know my real self and to abide in my nature of being.
Okay. Do you understand what is discrimination?
I think to some extent I do.
So, are you aware of the thoughts when the thoughts appear and disappear?
Yes.
And are you able to see if the thoughts are real or not real?
I'm not sure because most of the time I think they are real.
Okay. So, the first step is to realize that you have to learn to examine the thoughts. Means to see if the thoughts are real or not real. Because the moment you believe a thought to be real, then out of habit, the I thought identifies with them and gets attached to these thoughts, believing this is their ultimate reality.
Yeah.
Means one of the things that one has to do is to remove what is not real. Then who you are, which is the ultimate reality, remains omnipresent as you. So you cannot make yourself reveal itself. You can just see what you're not, and then what remains is who you are. It's a process of negation.
Yeah.
Do you sit still at all at times?
Beg your pardon?
Do you sit still?
At the moment?
No, in general.
Yes, I have been trying many times.
Okay, and when you sit, are you aware of the thoughts?
Yes, I do.
So now when a thought appears, one of the things you can examine and ask, is this thought real?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot gain your true self, your real nature. You have to remove what you're not. Who you are is then remains. Because otherwise the mind makes it as an object. The self, which is absolute, which is silently aware, the mind makes it an object, and the mind cannot know the self. It can only know anything other than the self. Do you understand?
Yeah. The problem is, in many cases, I'm kind of getting lost with the thoughts and only after a while I realized, oh, I'm blown away.
Yes. This is where basically the thoughts appear, grabs one's attention, and then you get lost in a dream.
So what should I do then, once I realize that I'm drawn by the thoughts?
Then you, in that moment, you just you can either stick with the question, or you can get the mind to be more concentrated. Means concentrated might be concentrated on a phrase or a thought, and it can be like, I am pure consciousness. So if you sit and you concentrate on I am pure consciousness, the mind concentrates for some time, wonder, you catch it, and you shift the attention back to the phrase I am pure consciousness. As the mind gets more steady and concentrated, then there are no other thought other than that thought itself, phrase, I am pure consciousness. And then you can either stop the concentration, and if there is no thought appearing, then you remain as pure consciousness, not as a thought, as the beingness of who you are. You might have a glimpse of who you are. What happens, because what drives the mind is gaining, the false identification, the false I that thinks it is a separate entity, then it wants to gain liberation. It wants to gain the self. And the process is exactly the opposite. It is actually removing. It's the process of losing, not gaining. Do you understand?
Yes. Sometimes when I try to direct my attention toward awareness, that I'm pure awareness, then suddenly I find my body is shaking. Shaking from inside. What is that?
Can be energy just pushing. It's just energy releasing itself. Energy that is trapped in the body. So don't be concerned about it. Just let it shake, and this is also going to change. It pass away.
I see. I see.
Do you sometimes being still and you gaze into an empty space?
Yes, I do. I do it many times.
Okay. So in that moment, you can see when a thought appear and disappear?
I'm not quite sure, sorry. But when I gaze into the empty space, especially when I'm outside of a room,
Yes.
I see small particles flying, moving all the time.
Yeah. This is because the attention still is going out through the sense of sight. So if you keep gazing like that and you rest the eyes, then you put the attention more inward, maybe into the body sensation, until you start to watch thoughts appear and disappear. In that moment, once you see the thoughts appear and disappear, in the background of awareness, this is you. And if you can question when a thought appears, after it appears, who am I without this thought? And you don't give an answer to the question. If there is no other thought appearing afterwards, you remain silently aware of yourself, by yourself. This is awareness aware of itself by itself, which is you. Then the mind will come and say, this is me, this is just a thought. Do you understand?
Excuse me. When I gaze into the open space, well, my eyes are open, so I am looking outwardly. How can I look inwardly? Should I close my eyes?
No, keep the eyes open. It's just a matter of attention. So if you look now, I can't see you. Yet if you're still and you're looking out, keep the eyes open, and now sense your body, your inner field of the body without closing your eyes. Can you? Don't move at all. Tell me when you're
Yes.
Okay. Now, stay with the awareness on the inner field of the body without moving, and tell me when you see a thought appears.
Yes, the thought, the appearing thought is, am I doing it right?
The thoughts just appear and disappear. Is not something you do. So are you still being still? Or did you move? So, do you see thoughts, or when there is an absence of thought?
Yes.
You recognize when there is absence of thought?
Yes.
Good. Then what remains is you when there is no thought. Stay with the attention on that. Do you sense, as a sense-felt experience, a presence of awareness, a presence that is silently aware?
Yes.
Good, you stay. This is fixing the attention on the self in a very simple, ordinary way. The more you do it, the more it reveals. In this field of awareness, thoughts appear and disappear, yet you are not the thoughts that appear and disappear. You're the background of awareness that never moves, absolutely silent, changeless awareness. You recognize that?
I think, yes.
Yeah. The mind afterwards comes and says, I think it is, or it has doubts. Yet when you don't have a thought, you don't have a doubt, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
You stay with that. This is the clue where to fix the attention on. And then the rest start to reveal itself by itself. Dedicate your life and attention to that as much as possible. There was a sage who used to say, you kiss it once, it kisses you back twice. Kissing it is putting the attention on it.
Would you please repeat it one more time? What should I devote my life to?
What should what?
You said I should devote my life to that. Is that what you said?
I don't remember. Dedicate your life. Dedicate your life to that which is absolutely still within. The changeless awareness. Because that is the only ultimate reality. It's the only thing which is not a thing which is real. The more you fix the attention on that, that awareness grows. Although it never changes, it reveals itself to itself infinitely. It has infinite depth. We're using words about something that cannot be described nor understood by words. Yet you can directly experience it without any words or thoughts. Because it's you.
How do I know that I am focusing on the right spot?
You examine the thoughts, you watch every thought that appears carefully. And then when there's a moment when there's no thought, then what remains is you. And then a thought appears in that field of awareness. And just have the ability to discriminate between awareness, which is in the background, and it doesn't move. That means it doesn't appear or disappear. So anything that appears and disappears is not awareness, which would be thoughts.
I get it. What should I do when I'm listening to someone or I'm talking to someone?
Don't look at them if you can, and put the attention more inward and see if thoughts appear or disappear, and if you can actually have a sense-felt experience of a silence within. That's why first you do it when you're silently aware by yourself, alone. Recognize the stillness within you when you are not engaged, speaking or listening to anybody, except listening to the thoughts or the silence listening to itself.
I see.
you start putting the attention on that and witness the thoughts that appear and do the best you can not to follow them. You can ask a question that would cut it. When a thought appears, ask, am I awareness or am I a thought? Or ask, who is aware of the thought? If you're aware of the thought, that's a proof that you are not the thought, and stay on that awareness. Don't follow the thought if you can. Once you have the understanding, you have to put it into use. Because the habits of the mind are strong. Make a new habit to put the attention more inward, so you don't go out to the objects of the world. Be still. And being still can be physically, and then when the mind is still, then stillness, which is you, remains. How about you go in and practice for some time, and then if you have questions, just contact us and see if I can be of a guide. I do not know if it helped you at all.
Okay. So I need to practice this first.
Yes.
How many times should I do it daily?
As much as possible. If you want a structure, see, it's good to sit still for some time every day. It can be 1 hour, it can be 1 hour twice a day, and then as you are out, stop and just fix the attention or gaze into the empty space and look for the thought. When you look for the thought might disappear, then you remain and you fix the attention on that.
I see.
It's all how strong the yearning, the urge inside within you is burning. I do not know.
I see. So I need to go with this practice first and contact you back.
Yes.
Whenever I feel needed.
Yes. And listen to all the videos. All of them. Also the English, Spanish. Listen more again, over and over again, this really saturates the mind and awakens the mind to higher understanding. Every time you might listen, you would hear something you didn't hear before.
Yes, yes. In fact, I have been doing it since I came to know your videos.
Very good.
Before I have been listening to many speakers in YouTube, the Advaita teachers. Since I found your videos, those are the only videos that I've been listening to ever since.
Okay. It doesn't mean you cannot listen to others. It means that the most important is that the videos will bring you clarity in the mind. And now you have to also put it into use and try what you've been guided a moment ago, so you can really see and experience. The understanding and experience have to go hand in hand.
Yeah. I think I need the most now is experience.
Yes. So if you can stop for some time every day and be still without any external distractions, so you would notice that the only thing that distracts you from awareness is thoughts.
Yeah.
And then you can ask even one question every time a thought comes, after it appears. Because awareness, which is you, is prior to a thought, you are aware before a thought appears, and when a thought appears, then you are aware of the thought after it appeared. That's when you question afterwards.
I see.
You can question if the thought is real.
What do you mean by real?
Real means not if the thought appears or not, is the content of the thought real? Means a memory of the past is basically a thought that is imagining something that is not happening in that moment, right?
I see.
Or if there is a future, it's a thought about something that is not happened yet.
Yeah.
So it's imaginary, it's a dream.
I see.
Use the three states. Do you understand the waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep state?
Yeah. I've been listening to that video again and again.
Because what happens when you dream at night, it appears to be real. Yet when you wake up from the dream, you realize it was just a dream, isn't it?
It is.
Look at every thought like a dream.
Yeah.
Now, when you really look within and you understand it's a dream, you have a knowing. It's an inner knowing, inner seeing. The way our eyes see external objects, it's an inner seeing regarding the thoughts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now all the thoughts are in fact dreams, right?
That's right. Every thought is actually an illusion. It's a conceptual image, and a conceptual image is not a real thing. It's just like a picture. Means a picture of something that is no longer there. The object is no longer there. This is what's called residual impressions of objects, when there's no more objects present in that moment. This is what the wise call ignorance.
I see, I see. So you mean, can one live without thoughts at all?
Can you please repeat? Can one
live the life without thoughts at all?
Awareness is not dependent on thoughts. So many times during the day, if you might have the mind not wander. So you're fully present, and that's okay. Yet when there's no thought, it has nothing to do with life. Yet awareness is not separate from life. Or let's say that life is dependent on awareness to appear. Thoughts are not separate from awareness ever, because they appear within the field of awareness. And when there is no thought, there is no such thing as what we call life. That's what happens in deep sleep. Yet awareness remains. Awareness has nothing to do with humans or world. Awareness is out of this game of illusion. Yet the illusion appears as appearance only within awareness. So the less you identify with the thoughts, and the more you rest or naturally identify yourself as awareness, not as something you do because you are that awareness, then all the rest happens by itself. Don't be concerned.
I see. So now I think I get it. So let me stay with this first and come to you whenever I feel like ready.
Wonderful. And we might upload this video as well, so you can listen to it again if you want.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. All the very best.
One question. May I ask one question?
Yes.
When I see your videos, I cannot recall it now which one, but from out of the silence, you suddenly smile. Why?
I don't know. It's a thought. The only reason why there would be a smile is because a thought appears. Right? Yet a thought is not a problem, it's just an appearance. Yet awareness has no relationship with the thought. Don't try to get rid of the thoughts. They're just not real. Recognize it from within. And then when reality reveals itself, stay as that or fix the attention on that. Examine it for yourself. So you would have the experience from within.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for your patient time.
All the very best.
Yeah.